All right, and welcome back in here to the AM Drive, and we are presented by Fanatics. It's very simple. You go to mikeandaarondrive.com, you click that F, and when you click that F, it takes you right into Fanatics, and you need to click Add to Cart times a million, because when you do and you buy from Fanatics, it supports the show, and for that, we thank you. It helps us bring on awesome guests like the one we currently have here of Joe Madden Sports. Our guest today, sports bettor Joe Madden. Joe, it's a pleasure to have you on this morning.
It is great to be here. And I want to tell you guys, if you think I'm winking at you, I am not. Stuck mascara in my eye this morning. It doesn't want to stop watering. So I promise I'm not winking when I talk to you guys.
Fair enough.
Well,
Mike,
I know you both have been there. I really do. I know you've had these struggles.
100%. I have had the mascara struggles myself. Yes, I decided to go makeup free for the rest, just to avoid those problems myself. But Mike, we just did our NBA bests. We finished out the top 15 here. Joe's all things sports. So, Mike, why don't you go ahead and see how she feels about these lists?
Okay, well, I'm going to give mine first, and
it's Feel free to roast us, Joe. Feel free to roast us.
What? Okay, so give it to me first. I'm gonna give it to you first, so you can laugh later. LeBron at 1, Kareem at 2, MJ at 3, Kobe at 4, Tim Duncan 5, Shaq, Hakeem, Karl Malone, Larry Bird, Kevin Durant at 10 is the big one there. Steph Curry at 11, Magic Johnson at 12, Dave Robinson 13, Dirk Nowitzki 14, and Chuck at 15.
Okay, I like the direction you're going. I think you've had all the key elements in there. I would just make some movements. I really do think Michael Jordan should be number 1 there, and Kobe number 2. Those are my top 2. I have a really hard time condensing it down to top 5, but top 1 and 2, definitely those 2 guys. And I love that you threw Steph Curry in there. I think he's incredible. I think over his career, we're going to have him in that top 3.
Wow. Where would you put LeBron? Just asking.
LeBron? I would probably put him 5th.
Okay. Wow.
I'll run down mine real quick. She may dislike mine more than you now that Michael's not number 1 on either of our lists here.
Oh, so for man.
But hold on. But this is, again, since 1985, I've got Shaq, Jordan, Kareem, LeBron, Magic at top 5. Yeah. Larry, Kobe, Duncan, Hakeem, and Dirk to round out the 10. Pippen, David Robinson, Curry, Malone, and Stockton.
I love that you threw Pippen in there. Pippen does deserve to be in the top 15 for sure. Shaq is either 4th or 6th for me.
Fair enough.
I don't know where I'd put Shaq, 4th or 6th. I love everything that he brought to the game. So it's so hard to compile a top 15. We've got so many talented athletes out there. So it's hard. I know there's someone being left off that really doesn't deserve to be left off that top 15. And yeah, it's a hard one.
Yeah, there was a couple guys actually that we've received, I guess, criticism. Reggie Miller was one of them. I heard from a lot of people why he's not on there. And then Giannis at this point in his career, does he deserve to be on this list?
Not at this point. He is an absolute true talent. Give him a couple more years, and definitely he's going to be deserved to be on this list. Just like I think Steph Curry is going to keep continuing to flourish. Giannis is another player, of course, that we're going to see some big moves from.
100%. I agree with that. All right, let's switch gears here. First and foremost, thank you for critiquing those lists. Let's get into some baseball here right now. And I know it's only a Tuesday, Wednesday, 2-game series here, but what does this Mets sweep of the Yankees, what does that do for you guys, or what does that do for like sports bettors and believing in the Mets as far as, are they realistic contenders this year?
Yeah, I don't know if they are realistic contenders. They padded my wallet over the last 2 days. They just seem to have the number on the Yankees. It was one of those situations where the Yankees kind of, I don't know, it's an extreme battle, but the Mets were able to get it done. And I don't think extreme contender, not at all, but I think they're going to make a run at things and keep giving teams hard times. But it was phenomenal to see them get that sweep yesterday over the Yankees. Yankees are going to answer back so phenomenally today against the Kansas City Royals. It won't even be funny. They'll take their anger out there. But yeah, the Yankees do not like to get swept. So it's not going to be a fun day for Royals.
They just traded for Andrew Benintendi after this happened, which left for a lot of jokes on Twitter, which I'm sure you saw. What is
I didn't see any of the jokes on Twitter. What were the jokes on Twitter? Because I missed those.
Well, I didn't really see like specific ones, but I saw like people like, wow, they just got swept, and they had, let's get Andrew Benintendi to save us all. I just thought that was a pretty interesting move there. I don't know how much the Mets sweep has to do with that. Probably little to nothing. But how much does Andrew Benintendi help this team?
I don't know how much he helps this team. This is a stacked team in the New York Yankees. So anyone they bring in, it's like a chess match out there on the diamonds. I really do think he will add value, but I don't think it's like, okay, now the Yankees definitely take the World Series, right? Like you're not going to bring one person in and them to just make this team unstoppable. The Yankees are pretty unstoppable, though. For the Mets to be able to get it done, it was phenomenal to see the last couple of days.
I dig that. I want to get into a little history of you before we get to our football stuff here. You are self-proclaimed, well, obviously you are a sports bettor, handicapper, the whole 9 yards. You're into it. Got a big following on Twitter. Haven't even seen your Instagram following yet, but I'm sure that's huge too. How on earth did you get into this? And how long have you liked sports this hardcore? Just tell me the history of Joe Madden Sports.
Yeah, so it's quite a long history. I grew up from a super competitive family where everything was bet on, like even going for a walk, who would get home first, that kind of thing in my family. My father worked pit crew at the track. So we grew up at the track and with him talking about the cars and the racing. And I played competitive netball when I moved over to Canada. So I joined Team Alberta. So super competitive that way. I'm sure you and 99% of your viewers don't know what netball is, but look it up, you guys. It's definitely a great game to play. You do? Love it. And
I meant I don't. I'm guilty of being in the 99%.
Yeah, you should look it up. It is a great game. It's played on the court like basketball. I was a center if you guys look it up. So I've always come from that super competitive nature. And then in high school, I really started watching college basketball with my guy friends, waking up at their house. They always had a basketball game on the weekends. And so I really got into the love of basketball that way. And then from there, it was football. My family always went to football, basketball games, everything like that. So, and my dad was the jackass, rooting for the underdog always. And I never knew why. Well, because he had a bet on the underdog all the time. And I didn't know this. So between betting, like learning about what my dad did to my friends, I really got into it. And then I fluked into this industry, to be honest with you. I did not know really that this industry existed. I wrote a huge rant, and it was probably 3 pages on Facebook and this other blog site. And it was about how males treat females when they're betting things. And I was single and I was betting, and guys did not want to bet money. They wanted to bet other things. And I was like, this is freaking uncalled for. Like, why am I getting this treatment? Because, you know, a guy wouldn't say to another guy, I'll bet you this, right? So yeah, I wrote this rant. I got picked up by a local show here in my area, but turns out that was a nightmare. And then I went solo, and it was absolutely fantastic. I started giving out all like my bets for free for a couple of years and just hitting really well until I really exploded on Twitter. Now I've only been on Twitter really like the last year. So before that, I was all on Instagram. That being said, my main Instagram account got hacked and I had to restart. It's just been a crazy, but I love this industry. I love talking sports. I love betting sports. It's so much fun.
That's awesome. You mentioned netball, which is cool from, I'm sure, Canada. We're into lacrosse a lot on this show. But I couldn't help but my ears tingled when you said the racing. Is that NASCAR, and do you bet on NASCAR?
I absolutely love NASCAR. My dad worked the minis and then sort of like a kind of like underlevel of NASCAR. And then we went to all the NASCAR and F1 when it came down to Australia as well, because that's where I was actually born, lived there till 15. So it was great. I do like to bet NASCAR. Am I good at it? No. Right. So, but I love betting it. I love putting some money on it. Anything I watch, I have to have money on. I've found now. I can't just sit down and watch a game. And even like we went to the Chuck Wagons last weekend, I'm sitting there in the stands because you can't actually bet that. And I don't understand why we can't bet the Chuck Wagons at the track. But you bet with your friends. Make it easy.
What was your thoughts on Denny Hamlin? I just want to ask her that real quick. The Denny Hamlin disqualification of Pocono.
Half of one, half a dozen of the other. I think we just have to go with how the cards roll out in some situations like that. What did you guys think on it?
He's done it in NASCAR, but I thought it was pretty monumental considering it was a record-breaking thing. And the fact that Chase Elliott, who I love but did not lead any laps, was quite the bold move to give him the win.
Yeah. I try to stay out of the controversial things, especially in NASCAR. We know there is a lot of controversy. This is an expensive sport. And when we start looking at things like that, I just kind of shy away a little, I'll be honest with you.
Fair enough.
So it's funny that you mentioned that you're from Australia, because when I Googled netball, as you requested, I'm literally watching right now the Australia versus England in Canberra netball. And for me, it just looks like once you get the ball, you can't really move. But
No,
everyone
you
else
can't.
can.
But it's a super fast game. So
It is.
your landing foot, you can't take off, or you can't put down a second time. So basically what happens is you get that ball, you land on that foot, the other foot goes forward, and the ball is out of your hands before that landing foot goes down a second time.
Wow.
So,
it's pretty, and no backboard too. So you've got to be pretty accurate. I wonder how Clay and Steph would do in netball.
I'm sure they'd do phenomenal. Now, I was lucky. I played center. I never had to shoot, because me to shoot a ball in that net, there is no way, because the basket is actually higher and the basket is smaller. And it is a hard game for those shooters because they can get the other players right up in their face. But luckily for me, I am a fast runner and aggressive out there on the court. So playing that center position, I am competitive, you guys. I have to win at everything. So
I love it. I love it. That's an awesome little thing. I learned something new today, Mike. That's awesome. Joe, let's move into some football talk here. And at the beginning of the show, we talked about Lamar Jackson and how there is an anonymous defensive coordinator, which my belief is you're going to say something, put your name on it. But that's neither here nor there. I don't care if he wins 12 MVPs. He says he is not a number one quarterback.
What?
Well, basically give our synopsis of it. I said, while I kind of agree with him, I think this is an unnecessary thing to say, and I don't understand why or how this came out. But I also believe that you can win with Lamar Jackson maybe not being a number one quarterback. Mike, your thoughts on that were?
I just felt like I want to see the defensive coordinator play Lamar Jackson this year. I want to see if he's able to shut him. I want to know who it is. Come on now, fess up.
And Joe, what are your thoughts on this comment that really wasn't necessary, but it's happened?
Well, I think it's absolute bullshit. I think Lamar Jackson has been treated like crap in this league, and I have no freaking clue why. It's unbelievable that someone would say this, and whoever said it, get the hell out of the league. Like, seriously.
Yo, wow, I love it.
I'll dig that. I'll be Lamar Jackson
thoughts.
Too.
Yeah, I mean, do you have any thoughts on like, okay, so like I'll try to defend this argument. Not that I agree with what this gentleman or lady said, the defensive coordinator, but there are times where the Ravens will need to win in spite of Lamar Jackson having a bad game. And last year we saw that, the first half of the season until he got injured. Do you believe that this team is still in place to win and be competitive? I picked them to win the Super Bowl last year, to be competitive and potentially win a Super Bowl if Lamar Jackson does have some bad games along the way.
What team? Give me a team that does not have a quarterback that has never had a bad game. All
Well,
teams have quarterbacks that have bad games. Lamar is a
correct.
phenomenal quarterback. And for him to get this disrespect, I am blown away. I didn't even hear this story. It shows how checked out I was out of the football world yesterday with this coming up. But I think it's disgusting. I really do think this is such disrespect of him. And we've seen it across the league. We've seen the refs let calls go against him where he is just being plastered out on that field. Where if Tom Brady got touched anywhere like that, that player would never be able to play football again. I think this is ridiculous, and I think Lamar's owed an apology.
You know what?
Oh,
That's fair. It's going to be hard to get an anonymous apology, but
So
that's a fair
everyone,
assessment. I can dig that.
I am sure everyone in the league knows exactly who this came from, and it will come out in the next couple of days who said
that'd be
this.
nice.
It would be
I'm
nice. I would
sure it
like to.
will.
I would like to
I
hear who
get
this
that.
is. Speaking of Tom Brady, he's got another new toy in the garage here, Julio Jones. I'll give you our thoughts here. You know, Mike does not like Tom Brady, but he does love the fact that he's got another weapon. I believe that Julio might not be as valuable as he once was, but you know, it's nice to have another option. What are your thoughts?
I think if Brady gets whatever Brady wants, and he is going to have the best stacked team again. He has all the weapons around him. They are going to make a run for it. Do I love it? Absolutely not. I was so
Yes.
excited when Brady retired. He is the GOAT, but come on, Brady, give someone else a chance. That's how I'm
Oh,
feeling.
Mike, Joe, you are slowly turning into Michael Carvelis' favorite guest of all time.
Are you like who's your team? If we're slandering Brady like this, I love it.
Whoever
I'm a
she
Colts
bets
fan.
on, whoever she bets on, that's the thing.
Okay, it is whoever I bet on, but like my heart is with my LA Chargers. They
Okay,
are
fair
my
enough.
team.
Oh, see. Okay, so I have a quick question before we let you go here.
Yeah.
I want to ask you because I know the Chargers are going to be fine. I think their coach is going to gamble in some good ways. He's going to lose you guys some games like he did last year. But I do like what you guys have. I believe the Chiefs in that division are still my favorite because Tyreek Hill, when Tyreek Hill left, to me, Tyreek Hill was not that guy until Mahomes got there. I feel like they can do other things with other pieces with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
No, there's no way. It is the
Wow.
Chargers or the Raiders to take that division. KC and Denver will be the bottom of the pile fighting it out for third place. This is what I totally believe. There's so much value too on sprinkling on the Raiders to win the division. I think their team is going to come out phenomenal. We look at the problems the Raiders had last year off the field and how well they were still able to do. They went through every kind of issue that could have gone wrong off the field times a million and still had a phenomenal season. I'm looking for them to come out so strong this season. Derek Carr is another quarterback that people love to hate, and I don't know why. We look at his passer rating versus Brady. The difference is very, very, very slim. So look for the Raiders to do well. I really think my Chargers take the division, but the Raiders are going to battle us for it.
And you're a better, so I'm sure you're not just biased there. You actually think that, like you believe that.
I absolutely believe it. I really do think KC is going to have regression this year. And I think with Russell Wilson coming into Denver, give them 4, 5, 6 games to get things under their belt. I think they will show some struggles at the start of the season, and it just won't be enough. This is the most competitive division, I think, in all of the league. I think it's the hardest division in all of the league, looking at the talent on all of these teams. So I think Denver, it will be a couple steps too late to make a run for this division.
She brought the fire, man.
100% I agree. AFC West is the absolute just toughest division. That it's going to be fun to watch. There's a lot of primetime games coming out of that division this year. And I'm going to see a few of them right here in the backyard in Vegas. So I'm excited. I'm a Derek Carr guy, but I am also a Brady guy. So, I know that Mike loves to hate on that. And now it sounds like I have another enemy in Joe Madden Sports. Just kidding. All
no,
jokes aside.
not at all. I completely appreciate talent. I just, I was really excited because Brady and when he was with the Patriots are kind of like my nemesis in betting. So he really did kill me with the Patriots. you know, they hit what against the spread, like on average when Brady was with them 62% of the time, covering that spread overall. Well, the other, that's 38% of the time, I was betting for them. No matter what I did with the Patriots and Brady together, they killed me betting wise. So while I appreciate his talent, he killed my wallet. When he went to the Bucs, I realized it wasn't a bet on that team, bet for them to win or lose and still win a bet. It's actually the Patriots. It's Belichick. So that's where I have to put my little bit of, come on, Belichick, let me win one.
To be fair, my guy was always Jay Cutler. I could never be on the right side of that guy. So that was always my guy. And, he doesn't care. He'll just smoke another cigarette and be done with it. But Joe, here, before we let you go, where can we find you in terms of the social medias and your show, etc.?
Yeah, I'm all over social media, all at Joe Madden Sports. You can find me Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Go on over, you guys. Check it out. I got 3 great shows today, guesting on another 3 here. So a lot of fun. I want to thank you guys so much for having me here today.
Thanks for the short notice guest appearance. That was awesome. You were great.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys inviting me on. It's an honor.
Absolutely. And we'd love to have you on many more times, and we greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to join us.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Take care. When we come back, Bubba Watson, the latest person to jump ship to live golf. Mike's, no, not Bubba. That's his boy. We'll talk about that when we come back here on the AM Drive.
The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah. You want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
And welcome back to this wonderful Thursday. I thought I'd go ahead and give us some more talk about Fanatics here because I do love their website. You got to go to mikeandaarondrive.com, though, in order to support Fanatics. And when you do that, you can get the daily deals like today's deal of free shipping on $24 or more. Seems like a staple for them the last couple of weeks. So great job for Fanatics for saving us and you and Joe Madden money. Hey, she was cool. Hi, Aaron.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, I was sending out a tweet. Our commercial needs to be a little longer. I don't have enough time. My fat fingers can't send tweets that fast. So
I know.
It's so awesome to be able to interact with so many different people in the sports world, different personalities, etc. And she was awesome. I mean, she came on, like you said, short notice, and was able to just give us a wealth of information. And it really sucks to hear, coming up in this world as a female, that in a female in a betting world, that there are people out there that just I don't want to assume what it was, but I think we can all kind of figure out what they were trying to gauge or get out of her, and she's just trying to, kind of navigate the field of landmines to become successful in this world. And, a Vice golf clap to her for being successful in this world, despite all of that. And, it's kind of a cautionary tale to all of the females and males to say, hey man, just keep your thoughts in check sometimes. Just, enjoy the company of someone who's just as much, or if not more knowledgeable than you are in something. And I see it a lot of time in the poker world as well, just to assume that when a female sits down, she's inferior to you, and to have to treat her that way. It's not right. It's not right at all.
To me, the old classic thing is like, oh, females are less just because they're weaker in terms of body strength. Just and even then, she's still an athlete, and I was never an athlete, so there you go. But the fact is, we're still humans, and we all bleed red, no matter the race, no matter the gender.
Absolutely.
And that has to be respectful first.
100%. And once again, a shout out, a tip of the cap to Joe for coming on and giving us awesome information regarding a lot of different topics in sports and sports betting, as well as sharing that story for us also.
Right. That was good for sure. Let's get